Greetings and salutations. Okay, so today I am in front of my one of my bookcases. Oh God, I've got like five or six. Yeah, I have a collection. I have like a library. It's a thing. Anyway, today's Chatterbox is some more tips on wooing, but this advice is actually very applicable to both friendships. It's not limited to just heterosexual relationships. This can be, romantic ones, platonic ones, same sex, different sex, whatever, um, whatever combination it's going to be. Um, One of the things that I have noticed is I, so it actually upset one of my recent attempts at a monogamous relationship was that I wasn't bitter about every single one of my exes. Some of them, yes, yeah, it happens. You're going to break up with someone and it's going to just be bitter, and that's that. But he was very surprised and upset that I sometimes would actually talk very positively about some of the people that I had interacted with that, we didn't work out. And he expected that, everyone that I ever broke up with, I must hate. And it's like, no, that's extremely toxic and unhealthy. And you got together with those people for a reason in the first place. Something drew you to them. Um, is it okay to have negative feelings about the reasons you broke up? Yes. Yes. In my cases, I have things like every form of abuse that there is in some of my past relationships, or in one in particular. And so, yeah, there's never an excuse to have positive feelings about that type of treatment. But is it okay and healthy to actually have positive feelings about why you met that person in the first place and why you got along in the first place? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that duality. That's actually healthy to be able to see a duality to it. In other relationships, for example, sometimes I was the one that strayed, sometimes they strayed, sometimes we both just drifted. Again, there too, you can have, you can learn the lessons from the negative behavior and what not to repeat, but you can still have a positive feeling about what drew you together in the first place. There's nothing unhealthy about that. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to get back together with them because I still read their favorite book or I still listen to the music that they introduced me to. No, it just means that you gleaned something positive from that relationship that stayed with you, and there's nothing to feel guilty or shameful about at all. So I still listen to, Love and Rockets, for example, from high school, was this band that got introduced to me by this really, I mean, it started off as a good relationship. It just got real possessive in the end. But, so he introduced me to some really great music and The Cure and, and different ones. And, there's nothing, and the Sex Pistols, that's what I was trying to think of. There's nothing wrong with still listening to some of the music that you used to listen to that an ex-boyfriend introduced you to. It doesn't mean you're going to get back together with them. Ultravox, another good example. Great music. So the relationship went south. It happens. It doesn't mean the band's any bad. So when you meet someone and they introduce you to some new music, some new art, some new hobbies, maybe it's golf, maybe it's, going to hockey games, maybe it's something that you've never done before. When they, here's another good example. So my oldest son's father and I did not work out. Great dad, though. Phenomenal father to our son. We didn't work out, but because of him, I learned how to play Mahjong, which I love that game. And he introduced me to Middle Eastern food, which is amazing, and I've loved it ever since. So, there's things that you glean from these, and obviously we have a great kid. But there's things that you glean from these past relationships that even though they didn't work out, are still valuable hobbies and interests, and there's nothing about them that means you're going to get back together with your ex or you miss your ex immensely, or you're pining for them. No, it just means that they introduced you to something really, really cool. So when you come across somebody that has that much of a possessive conflict of interest where you're not allowed to like anything that they used to like, yeah, that's, you throw that one away. Because somebody who's that possessive, That's not healthy. That's very, very toxic. Like I don't like country music, not because my ex like loves country music. I just genuinely don't like country music. I like country music with a beat, Brooks and Dunn, Trick Pony, maybe a little Martina McBride, a little bit. 3 songs, that's enough. Um, just because my ex likes the Green Bay Packers doesn't mean I have to hate them. They just, not one of my things. So you can separate their hobbies and interests from the relationship easy enough. So why not do that? It's healthier. So, more tidbits coming. All the best.